So far so good. We have a simple animation with the caption, but now we're about to even take things further and make it more interesting. I'm just going to stop my playhead and I'm going to go straight to footages, then go to other assets, and then drag this footage on top of your layers. And I want you to do something. I want you to solo just the layer alone, the video layer alone, and I'm down, uncheck the sound because we don't need the sound. The first thing I want you to notice is the video is actually in small size, so it's not fitting to the screen. So the first thing we want to do is to scale it up. Right now it's fitting to our screen, and I want you to see the kind of video this is. So this is called light leaks. These are actually created in After Effects, but they now rendered it out as a video footage that you can always reuse. And this is actually used to just stylize your video. In order for us to really make use of this, we need to change the blend mode of our video. So how do you change the blend mode? For those that are familiar with Photoshop, you will understand what blend modes are. So for you to have access to your blend mode, can you see where we have normal, normal, normal? So this is where we have the modes and everything is on normal. But if you click on this, right, you can change the blend mode. You cannot see the normal blend mode. Just go straight to your toggle switches and modes. If you click on that, it will switch. If you click on it again, you should be able to see your normal blend mode. So all you need to do is just toggle this, then before you can see your modes, right? Now I'm going to uncheck this solo video just to make sure that we can see every other thing. And the next thing I want you to do is to click on the normal and then scroll down to see all different kinds of blend mode that we have, right? We can't dive in deep into all of this, but I'm just going to give you general information about these different types of blend mode. If you notice, they are in categories. The normal dissolve and dancing dissolve is one category. There's a dividing line there. Then with the next one is darken to darker color, add to lighter color, overlay to add mix. Then we have difference, divide. So basically, this very first one are like normal values. They make use of the normal values, right? Of course, there's more details into dissolve and dancing dissolve, but now we're not going to discuss about that now. The next one is the darken, multiply, color bond. This next set has to do with the dark values. The next set has to do with the bright values. This next set just makes the value of of the video footage itself and whatever layer that you are trying to blend it with. This just try to subtract and look for the difference in the color of the layers. And then hue, this just gives more color. Then stencil to alpha, this also gives something interesting too as well. So for now, the one we want to use is the one with the bright values. So if I click on the add, you will notice that it's now blending. We cannot see a bit of the slideshow that we've created already, but of course this is too harsh, and we can easily just go straight to the opacity, press T, and then you can now reduce it, right? And if I play this, take my play back from the beginning and play, can you see it's giving us something really interesting? But I would actually prefer to use screen. Screen gives like the best result for this particular kind of video. Of course, I can still reduce the opacity some more, so I'm just going to make it 25. So if I play this now, we have this interesting look, right? Of course, the video is not long enough to fill the whole 10 seconds composition. So what we can do is click on this, we duplicate using Command D, and then drag this backward, and then trim this from the beginning to this very end of the first video that we use. And then if you play this, we have something like this. So we don't want that sharp movement, so that sharp transition. So we can do something interesting. I can drag it a bit forward, then click on my second footage and press O to target the end of the layer, then press T again because T was there already, and try and add a keyframe. So I'm going to make this 0, add this keyframe here, then click on the very the last one that we did, the duplicated one, then press I for inside and click back on this, then increase the opacity back to 25, right? So this goes from 25% to 0%. This second one, but the first one is still 25%. So the very first one, we are going to add keyframe to this. We're going to make this 0, and then I'm going to toggle this navigation tool here to target the second keyframe here, and then I'll click this again, then increase it back to 25. What that would do is to blend the two videos together. There will not be sharp transition. So far so good. This is what we have. And I think this is really looking good. You can still reduce the opacity. It depends on what you are trying to achieve. But I think I'm liking what I'm seeing here. I'm going to pause this. We're almost done with this slideshow. It's just one last thing that we need to do. If you look at these pictures, I want you to take a good look at them. It still feel like there's something stiff about it, right? And I would just like to introduce you to one animation principle. Of course, there are different kinds of animation principle, but in this case, the principle I'm talking about right now is going to be nothing stands still. So I'm going to go straight to my first image. Let me play this again, and then I'm just going to pause it here. So I'm going to click on the image, press S. So I'm going to add like simple scale in, scale out animation to this, and I'm going to go to the beginning of the image, then set my scale animation. I want it to scale from 51 and then go even way past when we cannot see it again. Just press O so we can target the end, and you can just make it, let's say 55. I'm using my arrow key now. Let's say 55 because I want it to really subtle. So if I play this now, can you see the subtle movement? Let me pause that and then fit the screen. Let me play that again. Can you see the subtle movement? I'm just going to do the same thing to the rest of the image. So I'm going to click on this image, press I to target the beginning, press S, click on this. Let me see, I think this image is actually big, so I can maybe scale this down a little bit, right? So I can see that the image is actually bigger than the composition, so it's something that I can do. I'll scale it down, target the end of this, then just scale it down by maybe 4 pixels. That's fine. So if I play this now, so let me fit the screen. So look at this. You can see that subtle movement. You can see the last one feels stiff, so we need to apply like a zoom in animation to that too. So if we play this, now we have our subtle movement. There are different ways at which you can animate your pictures and make it really look cool and creative.